Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here. So, guess what day it is?
It's Sunday.
Surprise, surprise. It's shoulder day.
Oh.
Some people have been giving me a hard time in the comments saying that like every video that we post at the gym is shoulder day. Well, I did legs, so we're rolling back around to shoulders. And we've done shoulders like a million times before, but I still read comments asking me like what I do in terms of like free weights for my arms and stuff. And I usually do arm stuff on my shoulder days. And like if you've seen the videos before, then you already know what I'm about to do because I'm going to do the same thing pretty much. But all my shoulder days really consist of here. Can you see it over here? I'm going to move you.
What?
I'm moving you. Yeah.
Oh.
Here. You can see it. Because I'm going to get in front of the mirror. Jenny's really tired. And I'm making her slave away, being a douchebag boyfriend, making her
That's not
my
bad.
girlfriend record me workout. But it's for you guys, so. Like I've said before, start off with just shoulder press. And today I've been trying to like really widen it out and squeeze with my actual shoulder, like farther back in my shoulder instead of like in the front. I'm pretty tired too at this point, but I'm trying to squeeze, when I'm doing the press, I'm trying to squeeze actually back here, instead of, like it's kind of easy to involve this thing, this part of your shoulder, and you're pressing up, but if I'm put it further back and push, I'm trying to get like back in there. So that's what I'm trying to do today. But after you do the press, do some curls. And for this, it's just like you're making a muscle. Like if you're trying to flex your bicep, you actually like, if you squeeze your bicep, it pulls your hand up. So when you're doing a curl, try to squeeze your bicep as hard as you can. Well, I mean, of course, there's a motion with the curl, but if you squeeze your bicep as hard as you can, you're gonna get a lot more out of that curl than if you're just trying to move the weight. At least, that's what I like to do, because I'm not really curling all that heavy of weight. So, you don't have to curl that heavy if you use good form and if you use like your actual mind while you're lifting to get the most out of the exercise. So, so squeeze. So if you're telling me that you can't get your arms to grow, I've seen one guy in the comments saying that you just can't, like what do I do to do for arms? He just can't get his arms to grow for the life of him. That's what you do. When you're doing that, at least that's what I do. When I'm doing curls, really try to contract your muscle along with the movement. That's not even for anything really. That's what I'm always trying to do. Like, you actually have to use your mind a little bit while you're working out. Focus, find the muscle group you want to target, and actually mentally activate it, physically activate it while you're doing the motion. That's what I do. So, I honestly think for arms though, like really, like my biceps grow the most from back day, from the pulling motion more than the isolation, but you know, it's part of the deal. So, I've been doing shrugs today, really heavy, but I do not feel like picking up heavy ass weight right now. I saw that comment by the way, somebody was like, Ronnie Coleman, I know what you're talking about, you're like, everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but don't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight. I like that. I like that a lot. And I know what video that's from too, because I watched all those, but I don't feel like picking up no heavy ass weight right now. So, but what I've been doing is I watched a YouTube video about some guy saying that he couldn't get his traps to grow. So the things he found out is that instead of having the top of the exercise being the important part, it's actually the bottom. So like with deadlifts, like I've been noticing my lats growing like crazy from doing deadlifts. Just like my lat just comes out like a little wing, and like I think that's from all the rowing and stuff I've been doing. But I mean I think that's deadlift, and I think that my traps have been growing a lot from deadlifts too. So I think that there's a lot to that. That's actually the strength just at the bottom. And you can feel like if you do it right, you can kind of feel the tug and the tightness on your trap. And so I was hanging real low with the heavy weight, and then I was shrugging, but I was pulling my muscles backwards. Because if you flex your trap here, I don't know if you can try to show them this, but if you flex your trap, it's like,
I don't know.
I don't know if you can see that.
It's just shirt.
It's just shirt? Well,
it's just shirt.
I'm taking my shirt off, but there's this thing right here.
Yeah.
It actually comes back. It's not really just like, it doesn't really flex up, it flexes back. So I had a real heavy weight, I was holding it on my trap, holding that tension, and I was trying to pull it back. It's harder to do with heavy weight, but it was feeling pretty good because I do want to get my traps to grow. And on shoulder day, I'm going after that whole shelf, that width and the thickness in your neck and your shoulders. So after I do shrugs, I will pick up my little baby weights.
The little puppy.
Baby weights. Do fly. Now fly.
Flap your wings.
This is another one of those instances where you really want to focus on squeezing that muscle, because you can just chuck the weight out, but if you really try to focus on involving that little muscle in your shoulder, that little delt right there, you're going to get a lot more out of it. So try to be real focused about it. And the cool thing is, your trap can get into this a little bit, and that's okay. But you really want that little deltoid where most of the work here. And you can do these all different ways. I'm doing them a little bit out in front for this set. You can do them straight out to the side. You can do them to the back a little bit. And I actually recommend you do all of those. But I'm just going to go by feel, see which part of your trap feels like it needs to be involved. Put it out to the front a little bit. Regardless, I'm pretty far into this workout, so getting one little direction of the deltoid to fatigue isn't all that hard to do. But you get the idea. That one definitely gets the trap involved. The thing is sticking out crazy. But I'll do flying, and then it's kind of tough to get this little back part of your shoulder involved, this little muscle right there, but you want to do it because you want your shoulder to be balanced out and strong. So one of the things I do is I just use the same amount of weight that I was doing with the fly, but you do like a bit of a row motion, and you really squeeze with your shoulder. So it's a row, but it's not a row with your back. It's a row with your shoulder. So you see how the back of my shoulder is sticking up? That's what you want. You want that to be really squeezing, and you'll feel it because it's your shoulder, and it's not your back is going to be like this. You're going to be feeling it in your back. This is about your shoulder. So squeeze it right up like that. Oh. And it's kind of a corollary. It's kind of a corollary to that exercise. I'm going to do the same exact way because I don't feel like doing this heavy again because I did a million of these today. I've been doing upright. Actually, you sit. I've been doing. What? I've been doing upright row with just one of these plates. Eventually you can grab one of those little static weight bars and do them, but I really like this. It's not very heavy. But the weights that I have in my gym, they're kind of like this, and when I do an upright row, I'm pulling it up, of course, but it comes up because I'm pulling it like this. I'm trying to rip the weight apart. And coming from down here and trying to rip the weight apart, you're pulling with the back of your shoulder, the top of your shoulder, and your trap. So you're ripping the weight apart. I almost flashed you guys, see that? Good. Leaning out a little bit here. Getting there. I've been leaning out a little bit, and I'm not mad about it though. Just been eating a little bit less carbs, and it's okay. We're going to the beach soon. Gotta get training. I'll take you with us. Don't worry. But yeah, like I was saying, try to rip the weight apart, and by pulling outwards, the weight comes up. And you get your trap and your shoulder involved in this. I like this one a lot. You don't have to do a lot of weight. At least I don't have to do a lot of weight in order to feel it. But if you try to rip the weight apart, you'll get your shoulder and your trap just right. I'm not sure if you're supposed to pull up or not, but what I've been doing is the outward motion. I feel like it's just as good and it really gets my shoulder. I feel like maybe if you pull up more, maybe it's more your trap, but if you pull it like that, that's it done for me, so.
Bottled down.
What else we need to do? Some tricepularies. All right, I have to ask you to move. Come on, you got this. Poor Jen Beans. Okay. Now you're tired, Jen. We gotta do one more set. Get you on little yogi balls. All right, so since I'm doing arms on my shoulder day, we did a lot of shoulders with some curls for the bicep, and now I want to even it out with some tricep stuff. I also do curls, a little bit of curls, a little bit of tricep on my chest and back day, but I feel like it's all right. But anyway, my tricep can take a beating, it seems like, and it seems like it needs extra love to grow. So I'm not doing a lot of weight here, but really trying to have my tricep move up my arm and have my palms come out. So you're focusing on pulling this muscle up your arm and having your palms go out like that. So looks like this, for me at least. Real control. Keep your stomach and your abs tight. Squeeze that tricep up crazy. And I like to do them like that. That's like my favorite. But in order to grow the belly of it, and down here, the flex part of it, in order to grow the belly of it, I don't know. I feel like I sometimes have to do them like this, and really like let that come all the way back and push from here. Because overhead tricep extensions, they do feel different, and they fatigue. I feel like if you're pushing down, it's more like the outside of your tricep. And for me, this feels like the inside. This feels like, so that's this part, because I mean, your tricep's like there's like two parts to it. There's like this and this. At least, there might be more than that, but at least there's like two obvious muscle heads there. And I feel like pushing down does this one more, and pushing like that overhead does this one more. So that's pretty much my back workout. I mean, not back workout, my shoulder and arms workout. It's not very complex, but I don't feel like my workouts need to be all that complex in order to get stuff done. But basically, it's press, fly, upright row with curls and push downs whenever you want to, and shrugs, a lot of shrugs. So what I'm trying to do is just do this whole deal right across, so you can get this thing going, but not quite there yet, but I'm getting there. So, you know, it's working a little bit. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna go home, take Jenny to the grocery store, get some food, and then we'll be on the stream later on tonight. Thanks for watching, dudes. Peace.